I'm Jason, the world is yours, and today we have a story about how many people are currently playing Warzone 2. Modern Warfare 2 player count as of July 2023, with Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2 dropping off in popularity despite the recent release of Ranked Mode and Season 4. Many players are wondering how popular the FPS title is. So here's both the Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2 player count for July 2023 according to Steam charts. So not PlayStation 2 or PlayStation numbers or Xbox numbers, just Steam. The original Warzone 2 was a huge success for Call of Duty, changing the face of the franchise for good through the years of 2020 and 2021, obviously. Noting Nothing nothing dominated the gaming space more, and the game reached its peak popularity, prompting a sequel. I think that was in 2022, so about 2 years later. Warzone 2 was highly anticipated upgrade to the original, with many calling for better weapons and new maps. If the changes were enough to convince fans to stick around is up for debate. With that in mind, here's the Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2 player count for July 2023. Okay, Warzone 2, this is just according to Steam. Just remember, Steam, not PlayStation and not Xbox. Warzone 2 player count. After the launch, Activision confirmed that Warzone 2 had reached a total of 25 million players in only 5 days. I believe that was last November 2022. Warzone 2, as part of Modern Warfare 2, is available for free on Steam, while other platforms like Xbox, PlayStation, and even Battle.net do not disclose player data. Steam API allows for tracking of accurate player numbers, according to Steam, once again. So bear in mind that while these numbers are for Steam players only, they will give our best indication possible of how many people are currently playing Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2. In November 2022, the release of Warzone 2, the average on Steam, remember, just on Steam, the game averaged around 250 through 430 concurrent players, depending on the time of the day. The peak count for the game was 488,000, achieved on Sunday, November 20th. This was Data Viva Steam charts. Now, in June or July 2023, we see these numbers take another drop from May, with the latest Call of Duty game suffering the biggest decline in its Steam player base in 5 months. Wow. As of July 3rd, 2023, the average number of players on Steam is 65,000. This is up 1% from May. Okay, that's interesting. I thought it was going to take another drop, while the average player in May was 66,000. So that's actually that's interesting, because it didn't drop. Right? I was worried we were going to get down to like the 30s or something like that, or at least under 50, but we're still in the 65,000. That's interesting. Meanwhile, the peak player count in June was 113,000, up 10% from April, when the peak player count in April of 2023 was 102,000. So they actually started to add players on Steam. Earlier months saw the player count reach 156,000 in March. So that's the high of this year, 156,000 in March 2023, and in 308 in December, but I believe the high was 488 in November. Remember, this includes anyone on the Modern Warfare 2 app, so they could be playing campaign, multiplayer, Warzone 2, or the very, 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 very fun DMZ mode. I have to say, the only mode I play is DMZ. It went from about 90 to 95% to about basically 100% at this point. How many people play Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2? It's impossible to know. I can't say it's impossible. Just, other PlayStation and Xbox don't release the numbers, so it's impossible to know how many people are playing on other platforms exactly. But Call of Duty has always been a very popular series on console, so expect a peak on all platforms to be as much as I don't want to. Let's just say millions, right? Let's just say millions. Modern Warfare 2 was the best selling Call of Duty release ever in the first weekend, generating $800 million in revenue in only 3 days. So I mean, the game started almost probably over $1 billion at this point, but that's not a bad thing, right? In the first 3 days, the beta for Modern Warfare 2 reached a peak concurrent player number of 169. Again, only on Steam. Activision said that it was the most played beta of any Call of Duty release. Warzone 2 is, of course, free to play, and that low barrier of entry saw player numbers surge sharply on Steam when it launched on November 16th, 2023. Check out how Warzone 2 player count compares to Apex Legend and Overwatch here. Wondering if it's worth jumping into Al Majra? Be sure. Is there? Nope. That's it. Yeah, I mean, so the number is basically around 65,000, right, concurrent players on Steam. Not the entire number. Like you said, it's still in the millions of players, right, who are playing it. It is the summertime, so you would imagine a little, it's kind of a hit or miss. You have some people who are like, well, it's summertime, now I get to finally, relax and actually play the game. And there's other people who's like, well, it's summertime, I'm actually not gonna play the game. I'm gonna actually go outside and, and do other things, right? Do other things besides play this video game because it's summertime. But 65,000, not like I said, not terrible numbers. When you see December 308,000, when you see March, what was it, 130, was it 138,000 in March, something like that, right? So we've seen very, very high numbers. Call of Duty, they did release the ranked play. They released season 4. Season 5 is coming up in like a few days, I think, right? Is it in July? I thought it was in even July. So season 5 will be dropping soon. So maybe that'll bring in a little bit more players. Is this the last season or is there one more season? I don't know. I think they're releasing another game this year, which I'm not too crazy about that. I think that we should have just sat on this game for a while, but to say the least, I only play Call of Duty. When Modern Warfare 2 opens up and has like the free-to-play weekend, I'll jump around and play, Shipment 24/7 just to upgrade some of my weapons, right? Get a few operator kills, headshots, hip shots, distance, all that stuff just to upgrade the weapons, but not for fun. Like, I really very, very rarely have had fun playing ranked. I don't think I've played ranked that many times, probably less than 5 times. As far as playing Battle Royale, I've almost never had fun playing the Battle Royale mode. I did like Plunder. The Plunder mode, that's interesting. I don't mind the Plunder mode. That's definitely an interesting mode. I would say that's the mode I've had the most fun in, but multiplayer, I don't really have fun. Shipment 24/7, it's a cool map. It definitely looks cool, but like I said, I just played that mode just to upgrade the weapons. But for me, I play DMZ 100% of the time. That is undoubtedly my favorite mode. I just started playing the DMZ mode. I believe I started in like April. So that was around like season 3, where in my opinion, the game was basically perfect, right? Like, I missed season 1. A lot of people were like, okay, no, this is not a fun game. I missed season 2, but I jumped in my opinion, and why I think I fell in love with the DMZ mode was around season 3. And the game was, that's when they added workbenches. There weren't 6-man squads. Solos couldn't even play. They really, really changed a lot when season 3 started. I think they added like bartering and things like that. So season 3 reloaded, and that's when I really got into the DMZ mode. In my opinion, that was the peak. That was undoubtedly the best the mode could be. I think that's when they just added Crochet Complex. Maybe that was around Reloaded. But basically, Season 3. I've only been playing DMZ mode basically since April of this year. What was that? 3-4 months now, but I personally think DMZ was basically perfect around then. I still love the mode, right? I still play it almost every day. It is my favorite mode. A lot of people are complaining about the 6-person squads. I don't mind it. That's not really one of my biggest problems. My biggest problem with Z mode is just the glitches, right? Like if you do a missions you're really difficult and it glitches. That's usually my biggest problem with the mode. But I really enjoyed when they allowed solos to plead. I thought that was a great idea. You want people to play the game longer. It's a great mode for casual players. Excuse me. It's a great mode for casual players who, if you have maybe an hour, right? Like, if you work 9 to 5 like me, 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, I don't have 45 minutes to put into Warzone and get killed within the first, 10 minutes and the mode is over. DMZ mode is just fun. There's so much to do. You could do contracts. You could do PvP. You could do PvE. You could do strongholds. You could just swim around the map if you want to. You could do looting. You could go after the bosses. To me, DMZ is just undoubtedly my favorite mode. So definitely happy to see that the number hasn't dropped significantly, right? When we first started doing these stories, seeing 138,000 in March, that was a great number. But then going down to the 60,000s in May, I was a little worried that this number was going to go down to like 50,000, 40,000. But it's good to see, at least on Steam charts, right? This is only for Steam charts. It's good to see that the number has kind of steadied around 65,000. That's interesting. We'll see. We only have like maybe a month left of summer vacation for most part. I live here in Las Vegas. I believe school starts in August, right, for the kids here in Las Vegas. So you have basically a month left. The next 2 months will be very interesting. We'll see what happens with Season 5. I've heard like any updates. I know there's going to be a few new weapons, maybe a new map, but I haven't really heard any updates about what's going to happen with Season 5. That should be dropping very soon. But let me know your opinion of this story. Are you still playing Call of Duty Warzone 2 or Modern Warfare 2? What's your favorite mode? And if you're not playing, why did you stop playing Warzone 2 or Modern Warfare 2? Like I said, I'm a 100% DMZ player. So that's why we're doing this story. I'm Jason. The world is yours. Today we had a story about how many people are currently playing Warzone 2, Modern Warfare 2 player count as of July 2023, according to Steam charts. Not Xbox, PlayStation, or Battle.net, right? But the concurrent players on Steam is about 65,000, and we're basically, let's say, 2 to 5 millions of players concurrently playing Warzone 2 for the most part, right? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the $1 donation button, and please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.